The rain slapped against my windshield with a fury that blurred the world into streaks of gray and silver. I wasn't supposed to be driving that night. My car was in the shop, and my friend Dave, a trucker by trade, had offered to drop me back to the city after his last delivery. It sounded like an adventure, an overnight haul across empty highways and rain-slicked roads. I wasn't prepared for what came next. We hit the road just past midnight. The cab smelled like stale coffee and cigarettes, the kind of scent that clings to fabric and fingers. Dave gripped the wheel with one hand, his other drumming absently on the dash as the wipers thumped back and forth. The headlights cut through sheets of rain, revealing only fleeting glimpses of the road ahead. It was hypnotic, almost soothing, until the static crackle of the CB radio snapped me out of my trance. "Breaker, breaker." A voice crackled through the speaker, garbled and uneven. Dave adjusted the dial, his brow furrowing. "Go ahead, you're coming in broken," he replied, his voice steady. There was a pause, then more static. I leaned forward, curious. "You hearing that?" Dave asked, turning to me. I nodded, chills creeping up my spine despite the heater blasting warm air. It wasn't just static. There were whispers, faint, hushed voices tangled beneath the crackle, like someone talking just out of reach. I strained to listen, catching fragments that sent a shiver down my neck. "Don't stop. Keep moving, it's still out there." Dave's hand hovered over the dial, his jaw clenched. Probably just some kids messing around. Happened sometimes. But his knuckles were white on the wheel, and his eyes never left the road. An hour passed. The rain didn't let up. The highway stretched like a black ribbon through the night, and civilization felt 1,000 miles away. Trees lined either side, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. I started to nod off, head bobbing with each bump in the road, when the CB hissed back to life. "Don't stop, truck." The truck. This time, the voice was clearer. A man's voice, rag and strained. I shot a look at Dave, but he kept his gaze forward, his lips pressed into a thin line. "Did you hear that?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. He nodded just once. "Ignore it." Before I could question him, headlights bloomed in the distance, 2 pinpricks of light growing larger. Another truck barreling down the opposite side of the highway. Its headlights blazed through the rain, cutting a path through the fog. As it drew near, I noticed the cab lights flickering erratically. When it passed, I caught a glimpse of the driver's face, wide-eyed, mouth moving frantically, banging on the window. "What the hell?" I twisted in my seat, watching the truck disappear into the darkness. Dave grunted. "Keep your eyes forward." The CB crackled again, louder this time. The man's voice returned, desperate. "You gotta keep moving, don't let it catch up. It's out there, man, it's out there." My heart pounded. "Dave, what the hell is he talking about?" He didn't answer. His hands were locked onto the wheel, eyes unblinking. I could see the sweat gathering on his brow despite the chill creeping into the cab. I was about to press him again when the lights behind us appeared. Bright, glaring headlights flaring up in the side mirrors. A truck, maybe a quarter-mile back, moving fast. Too fast. "Is that?" I started, but Dave cut me off. "Hold on." He pressed the pedal harder, and the engine groaned. The cab rattled, the smell of diesel thickening as we picked up speed. I turned to watch the truck behind us. Its headlights bounced wildly, swerving from side to side, gaining on us with every second. "It's not slowing down." I shouted, my throat tightening. "No, it's not." We were pushing 90 now, the rain whipping across the windshield like claws. The CB radio screamed with static, the voice coming back, screaming now. "Don't let it touch you. If it touches you, you're done. Don't let it touch the cab." My hand was slick with sweat as I fumbled for my seatbelt. "What does that mean?" Dave didn't answer. He just stared ahead, unblinking, until I saw it. the silhouette of a man clinging to the hood of the truck behind us. His face pale and stretched, eyes locked onto ours. His hand slammed against the glass, once, twice. Then he vanished as the truck swerved, headlights flaring out before darkness consumed them entirely. The CB went dead. The rain stopped, and for the next 30 miles, neither of us spoke a word. We made it to the city just before dawn. Dave pulled over, hands trembling as he killed the engine. "You tell anyone about this, they won't believe you," he whispered, staring straight ahead. "And if you ever hear that voice again, you don't stop." That stretch of highway wasn't meant to be driven at that hour, especially not by someone like me. But plans change, and I found myself cutting through the fog-heavy roads at 2 a.m., headlights slicing through mist that hung like ghosts. My hands were tight on the wheel, knuckles pale against the dark interior of my car. I passed maybe 3 cars in the last hour. Mostly, it was just me, the hum of the engine, and the distant howl of wind. The gas station where I last stopped was abandoned. I remember the way the pump groaned, spitting diesel like it resented the effort. The smell clung to my hands, sharp and metallic, mixing with the dampness of the night. The old man behind the counter hadn't said a word, just handed me change with eyes that never quite met mine. I had about 100 miles to go. Music didn't help. I turned the radio off after it faded into static for the 5th time. The silence felt heavier out there. I could hear the tires skimming the pavement, the occasional whisper of branches scraping against each other in the wind. My window was slightly cracked, and the smell of pine and rain drifted in, fresh but cold. That's when I saw the headlights. At first, just a speck in the rear view. 2 small orbs floating in the darkness. But they grew fast, swelling until they filled the mirror with harsh white light. I squinted, flipping the mirror up, but the glare didn't let up. Whoever was behind me wasn't backing off. I tapped the brakes, a gentle warning. The headlights blinked in response, just once. My heart started tapping a quicker rhythm against my ribs. I pushed the car up to 60, then 70. The headlights followed, locked in step. It was close enough now that I could make out the chrome grille of a rig, shimmering in the pale light. An 18-wheeler breathing down my neck. The fog thickened, spilling onto the road like creeping fingers. My taillights cast a faint red glow, swallowed almost instantly by the mist. But the truck was still there, relentless. I cracked my window a bit more, the air biting at my skin. Diesel fumes cut through the scent of pine. I could almost hear the rumble of its engine, steady, unyielding. I flicked my blinker and slid into the shoulder, gravel crunching under my tires. But instead of passing, the truck slowed too, matching my speed perfectly. My hands tightened on the wheel. I looked back. I couldn't see the driver, just lights, 2 orbs glaring through the fog. I pulled back onto the road, heart thudding. I wasn't sure if I should speed up or slow down. A few minutes passed, tense and silent, before the truck flashed its lights again. Once, twice, 3 times. My breath hitched. I accelerated. So did it. It was a game of inches. I'd speed up, it would follow. I'd slow down, it would ease back. My fingers were slick on the steering wheel, palms sweating despite the cold. My eyes flicked to the fuel gauge, just under a quarter tank. I didn't have time to think about that now. That's when my phone buzzed in the cup holder. I fumbled for it, eyes darting between the screen and the road. The message was from a number I didn't recognize. Do not stop. Whatever you do, don't pull over. My heart skipped. I looked in the rear view. The truck's lights blinked again, blindingly bright. The horn blared, long and deep, like something out of a nightmare. My hands trembled. I tossed the phone back onto the seat, focusing on the road. I couldn't stop. I wouldn't. Fog thickened until I couldn't see more than 20 feet ahead. My headlights splashed against the white, scattering into fragments. I didn't know where I was anymore, just that the truck was still behind me, a shadow creeping along with its own heartbeat. I saw the turn off at the last second, a sharp cut in the road that slashed through the trees. I yanked the wheel, tires screeching as I veered off the highway, dust kicking up in my wake. I glanced back, half expecting the truck to follow, but it didn't. The lights vanished, swallowed by the mist. I pulled over a mile down, hands shaking, breath coming in gasps. My phone buzzed again. I snatched it up, heart pounding. Another message. Good choice. I stared at the screen, the glow casting eerie shadows in the cabin. I looked back at the empty road, heart still hammering in my chest. The fog hung heavy, silent. But I swear, just before I pulled back onto the road, I heard the distant rumble of an engine, still searching for me.